Join us on our 2018 Oregon camping trip recap and what can be seen and done in 3 weeks. If this is your first visit, or hey, 13th visit to our channel, please consider subscribing for more camping videos, campground favorite videos, and trip recap videos. First stop, Los Alamos Campground near Pyramid Lake in California. Just a few hours from home. We always sneak out of work a few hours early the day before a trip to add an extra night and tick off a few driving miles. Our Harvest Host stop at Consomme's River Farm near Sacramento, California. Great wines, incredible infused olive oils and vinegars, and wine slushies. Remember that? We sure do. And beautiful vineyards to walk alongside. And to the Applegate Valley in Oregon and another Harvest Host stay at DeWitt Winery. More delicious wines, a hard cider, an intimate setting, and the winemaker sitting on the floor petting his dog Ramen and our girl Lexi. On our way to Eugene, a stop at Abasella Winery for me, the passenger, to have a quick taste at this very popular and very nice winery. Hey, we had to burn some time before our check-in at Armitage County Park in Eugene. 3 fun days and nights here, visiting with family, going to the dog park multiple times a day, and eating. Eat, that's what you do when visiting family, right? Then 3 nights in Foster Lake, Oregon, yard surfing in our sister-in-law's front yard. 4 dogs, lots of kids, tents and trailers, lots of food. Oh, and this tradition. It was Labor Day weekend, the last holiday weekend of summer, which meant campgrounds were full, so we again took advantage of our Harvest Host membership and headed to Emerson Vineyards in the Willamette Valley. Wonderful wines, with the whites being our favorite, great dog-friendly tasting room, a nice deck for our afternoon picnic, and then there was this beautiful view. With Labor Day weekend ending, all of the RVers and campers were headed home from the beautiful Oregon coast. Time for us to head that way. Off to Nehalem Falls Campground, a 10 in the Moon West Coast RV Camping Guide. Our campsite here, definitely a 10. Beautiful, green, and quiet. Great hiking, great walking, and great swimming for the dog. A quick stop at the winery at Manzanita, solely to buy a couple of wine glasses. Hey, who can resist a wine glass with a black lab on it? Sadly, we only have one of these left. Next stop, Fort Stevens State Park. Loads of things to do here. Explore the military museum, the old gun batteries, the beautiful beach with the remains of the Peter Iredell shipwreck. Hike, bike, or take a dip in Coffinbury Lake. The Bonneville Lock and Dam Visitor Center. We spent a couple hours exploring the grounds and the visitor center, tag teaming it of course, because remember Lexi, the ball and chain. And we spent some time watching the fish swim up the fish ladder. Next stop, a few nights at the super fun, super pretty, and just all around great Cascade Locks Marine Park. The views of Washington across the river, the Oregon mountain views, the view of the Bridge of the Gods, all great. We had a blast chatting with the Pacific Crest Trail hikers, and Lexi, well, she enjoyed their attention and enjoyed cooling off at the launch ramp. Time to start heading south. It was a beautiful drive from the Columbia Gorge to Trillium Lake. And at Trillium Lake Campground, we were very happy to get a campsite without a reservation on a Saturday night. It was beautiful, it was green, nice hiking, nice walking, especially along the boardwalk along the lake. And you know who? Well, she liked the swimming in the lake. And then a night at Lava Lakes Campground on Lava Lake. There are 2 adjacent lakes here and 2 campgrounds to choose from. Again, we were happy to get a nice campsite, one we did not have to disconnect the trailer, a large site, great walking, amazing night sky, so many stars, and again, a lake for Lexi. Back in California, and yes, driving through a still burning forest fire. Not that that was fun, and excuse the bug-covered windshield. And then a night at Big Cove Campground on Frenchman Lake. Another nice sight. We didn't have to unhook, a lot of deer, and yes, peace, quiet, and once again, a swimming hole for the dog. And then drive to Lower Levining Campground on the eastern end of the Tioga Pass Road. We found a perfect site for us. It was private, long, green, and full of trees. The campground had amazing views of the eastern Sierras, and yes, you got it, a creek for the black lab. And just a few miles south, on Highway 395, the beautiful drive along June Lake Loop. We spent 2 nights at O Ridge Campground on June Lake. Our friends Alan and Susan met us here. Lexi once again was in lab heaven, and the 2-night stay here allowed us to do a little exploring. Mono Lake, part of our exploring, a really nice visitor center, and the South Tufa Boardwalk was a highlight of this area. So interesting and so different. But not a swimming spot for Lexi. And then 2 nights with Alan and Susan at Upper Grays Meadow. We loved it here. Amazing night sky, amazing views of the eastern Sierras, and time for a bit of exploring here, including a drive up to Onion Valley. Certainly not a road to drag a trailer on. Wow, it was windy and curvy, but the views of the valley below and the eastern Sierras just incredible. And Lexi's favorite part? Yep, you guessed it, a creek. Time to say see ya to our friends and get a little closer to home. With our last night being spent at Agua Dulce Winery, another Harvest Host stay. So to recap, 16 nights at campgrounds with only 1 reservation made for our 3 nights at Armitage Park in Eugene. We never found a full campground, and we were always able to just show up and get a site. 4 nights at Harvest Host stays. And 3 nights front yard camping, a great 23-night trip. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and remember, we like comments, questions, and campground suggestions. As always, thanks for watching.